Campbell Center for Nutrition Studies. My name is Dr. Evelise Capo, and I'm here with my two daughters, Shyla and Sharisa.
Hi!
Today we will be talking about plant-based brunch recipe ideas and how to incorporate different ingredients and your family into the mix. So the first recipe we want to share with you today is one of our all-time favorites, millet flax buttermilk pancakes. So a lot of times when we cook whole food plant-based pancakes, we use fruits such as bananas, different spices, cinnamon, we can either add some cacao, and that's always wonderful, but sometimes we really miss that buttermilk flavor. And how do we attain that without using butter or oil or any of these things? So Shyla's gonna demo that recipe. Okay. And what's the first step?
So this is oat flour. So basically you grind 4 cups of rolled oats. That will give you 3 cups of oat flour.
Okay, perfect. So you just blend it in a regular blender. You don't even need a high power blender, right? Okay, great.
Okay, now we're gonna add some ground flaxseed, half a cup.
Half a cup of ground flaxseed.
And half a cup of millet flour, which is ground up millet as well.
So millet is a grain and millet is gluten-free, right? If you don't have millet for any reason, we really encourage you to use the millet, but if you can't find it where you live, quinoa is another substitute.
So now here we have some date sugar, which is dehydrated dates ground up.
Okay, how much of that are we using?
We are using 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
And here is baking powder, which is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Baking soda, which is 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda. And 1 teaspoon of sea salt.
And that's optional. Again, if you're SOS and not using that, that's perfectly fine. So those are all the dry ingredients, okay? We're incorporating those first.
Yep. And now we're just going to mix them until they're all combined and set them aside.
Okay.
So now we're going to start with our wet ingredients. So here I have 4 cups of unsweetened vanilla almond milk.
All right, and you can use your favorite non-dairy milk. Other examples, flax milk, oat milk, rice milk. There's so many, so find your favorite and you can use it for this recipe.
Here is 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract.
Okay, and you want to use the real thing, not the imitation or flavored.
3 tablespoons of unsweetened applesauce.
Okay. So the applesauce is gonna take the place or replace the oil.
2 tablespoons of rice vinegar.
All right, so rice or apple cider vinegar works really well.
And finally, 1 tablespoon of pure maple syrup.
So that's pure maple syrup. You can also use date paste if you like. If you don't wanna use maple syrup, that's another example. All right, so we're gonna mix those, whisk that together.
And now we're going to take our dry ingredients that we mixed earlier, and we're going to pour our wet ingredients into our dry while whisking the dry.
Great, and so that batter needs to sit for a few minutes before you make the pancakes so that it thickens. But if for any reason your batter is not thick enough, just add a little bit more flaxseed. And that's great. You're adding, more omega-3 fatty acids, so it really doesn't impact the flavor at all. And it's really good so that make them as thick as you want. But we're gonna go ahead and start warming up the skillet and getting ready for this. And Sharisa is gonna help us with the next recipe. All right, so this one is a cauliflower chickpea quiche. And the recipe, by the way, the recipe for these recipes are on our website. For the pancakes, we included it in the description. All right, Sharisa, so we love quiche, huh?
Yes.
A lot of the recipes use tofu as a base. And what are we using instead of tofu today?
Cauliflower.
Cauliflower. So we know cauliflower is a cruciferous vegetable, super healthy, right? What other ways do we eat cauliflower here?
Ming's cauliflower.
We eat the whole head of cauliflower from
Yeah.
our friends on Naked Foods. What else?
The sesame cauliflower.
Yeah, so we season it. So there's so many different ways. We always have cauliflower in hand. So we're gonna create or break down the cauliflower like a riced cauliflower. Perfect. So we're taking the little flowerets, and just to make it a little easier to grind them here, Okay, great. Good job, Sharisa. So now you want to pulse until you get that consistency of like cauliflower rice. Just make sure this is, there we go. Let's check and see if all the little flowerets broke. Oh, okay, great. As a shortcut, you can also buy the cauliflower rice already ground up, usually in the frozen section of the supermarket. I like the fresh one just because I find the consistency is better, but that's totally up to you. All right, so let's go ahead and get that cauliflower in this bowl. Oh, wait, actually, let's leave the cauliflower here 1 second, because we need to put in the dry ingredients. So what do we have here?
We have 1 cup of chickpea flour.
All right. We have
1 tablespoon of flax meal.
Okay. Then we have half a teaspoon
of salt.
Mm-hmm.
1/2 teaspoon of Italian seasoning or herb
Oh, your herbs of choice, right? Okay, we got some half a teaspoon of
baking powder.
All right.
And then 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
Okay, so we want to do this first before we add the cauliflower, right? Okay, good catch. So let's make sure that we now stir that without making a huge mess. All right, good. So then once we combine all the dry ingredients, let's add the cauliflower in here. Now for this recipe, we're following it word for word, but another thing you could do is add some nutritional yeast. I would recommend probably 2 to 3 tablespoons of nutritional yeast to give it a more cheesy flavor or bring that umami flavor here. So definitely give that a try. All right, so now we're gonna combine.
And then after you combine everything, you want to add in your water.
Your water first. So that's a cup of water. Okay. And you could technically use a little bit vegetable broth if you like. Give it a little bit more flavor. Good. So once you incorporate that and it's going to look like a thick pancake mix, then we're going to add vegetables. And the vegetables in this recipe are zucchini and onions, but feel free to add some carrots, peppers, right, Sharisa? Okay.
Yes.
So we have half an onion, and you can use a red onion or white onion, and
then you have half a zucchini sliced into half moons.
Okay.
And then you just want to mix it all.
All right, great. So once that is combined, well incorporated, all of the vegetables, then we're gonna take a pan lined with some parchment paper, or you can make muffins or cupcakes in a silicone pan where you don't have to coat them. And so the bottom part comes off, so it's pretty convenient. So we pour that in here and bake at 350 for approximately 30 minutes until you have a golden top. So let's check with Shyla and see how she's doing with the pancakes.
Okay, so to know your skillet is hot, you're going to take some water and just splash it. And if you see the little droplets moving and floating around, it's ready. So the droplets are floating around.
So this is that low temperature, so like medium low here. Okay.
And now we're going to take half a cup of our batter. It's thickened up already. And just pour it onto a skillet.
All right. So we're not making, these are like medium-sized pancakes. Okay, great. Good job, Shyla. Shyla's the expert. She makes pancakes every weekend. So what we do is we make enough, we double or triple the recipe, and then we have it ready for the rest of the week, or you can freeze those pancakes and have them for whenever you are interested in having a delicious pancake during the week. So let's look at the quiche. Once you bake it at 350, this is how it's gonna come out.
The sides are going to be crispy.
Yes, crispy sides, and you can slice that up and eat that warm or cold. Anytime is good for your lunchbox. All right, so let's make another wonderful recipe that we love here. And what is this?
This is gonna be a fruit salad, which is like a
mojito?
Yeah.
A mojito fruit salad. Okay.
Yeah.
So how do we do that? You really use any fruit you like. We have here some pineapple, watermelon, cantaloupe, or not cantaloupe, the honeydew. We have berries, and we love to add mangoes, pomegranate. I mean, you can really incorporate a lot of different fruit. So first we're using the zest. It's important to use the zest because it has some vitamins and nutrients, and it also is sweet, and it really brings a lot of flavor. All right, so you want to do that, Sharisa? You want to zest? So use the whole zest from the lime, and I'll give you a tip. I use that as well for my water, or if we're making a punch, we'll add some of that as well. And it's delicious. All right. So the other ingredient we're using is mint, and we went ahead and like chopped some fresh mint, and that's why we call it a mojito. Now, when you're zesting, you want to be careful and not zest too much, and get the white part, because then that will be a little bitter. So let's go ahead and finish that off. And you want to eat that fruit, Sharisa, huh?
Yeah.
That's tempting. All the girls that come visit us always ask for the mojito fruit salad. Okay, so now we're going to squeeze this lime right in there. All right, use those muscles, plant-based athlete. All right, so we squeeze that 1/2, and that's enough for that amount of fruit salad. And then we're going to add our mint, fresh mint. All right, so now we want to go ahead and stir that well and enjoy. Won't eat it all. So let's check with Shyla. How are you doing, Shyla? Pancakes ready? Okay. So now, as we see, they're starting to bubble in the top, and you gotta be a little patient. And we're just gonna flip the pancake. All right. So there you go. You want to flip the pancakes. Now, if you notice that they're still a little soft, just wait a few more minutes, and you're ready to go. Great. So after those pancakes are cooked, they will look like this. And you can top with some berry sauce. We put some berries in the blender and eat that with the pancakes. Or we have a little bit of maple syrup here. And again, inspired by the lime, our friends from Boca Fresca showed us that we can make lime maple syrup. So we'll add a little bit of lime in there. Okay, that's good. Just a little bit, because that's just the sample. And then we're going to stir that, Sherry. And you can put that right over a pancake. So you're going to be our tester, huh?
Okay.
Yes, we're going to add just a little bit, just a couple drops here. How are those pancakes?
Yummy.
Delicious. All right, so let's see if we have any questions. Okay, so no questions so far. For all of these recipes, they are on the description. Check out our website, nutritionstudies.org, for more ideas, and follow us on all of our social media.